All right, welcome to Pure Truth Podcast. Your host and producer Lucas Bealey. Before I get started, um, go to Amazon, click on that link in the chat, and um, it will lead you to Bealey a Comedy Series, Season One. The first book that I published, and you can only get it on Amazon. Amazon, check that out. And so um, getting started here, the question is: um, do people believe the media? Do they believe the narrative that the media is putting out? And I just got done watching a show on YouTube, a reliable source, and that was one of the questions. And the guest that was on there was saying, "Yeah, of course they believe uh, that stuff, or um, like of course it works. Um, they can easily get somebody to believe a commercial, whatever a commercial says. So, for example, um, you you have politics, and when people run for president or run for election, people make commercials, kind of bashing the other party, and that was kind of the question, um, was does that work? And well, of course that works, or else they wouldn't do it. And so I was thinking to myself as I'm watching, I'm like, you know what? That is that's true. That's actually true. People actually believe this stuff, even if there is no evidence to support it. So people actually do believe the social media crap and all of the dumb commercials, even if there is no evidence. There are people that believe it. And here's my evidence that that is true. Um, I remember when I watched the debate, I watched now these people, um, I watched the debate with a group of people that when it comes to politics, they're very, very, they'll believe anything that the left says. And, at the end of the day, like if we're talking politics, we can at least say, we agree to disagree, right? And so, like, um, I'm not here, like, I'm not trying to bash um, anybody. I know some people might, think that I'm here to bash people. I'm not here to bash people. Um, I'm just here to simply say that that is true because I witnessed it. I witnessed it. And but please know that um, I think highly of these people, and politics is the only area where we kind of have to agree to disagree. Um, so and we talk about I talk about politics with these people, and I mean, we're able to agree to disagree, and that's how it should be. Like at the end of the discussion, if you disagree with what one party is saying from the discussion, you come to agree to disagree. And why? It's just using wisdom. Um, there's because I know that I'm a Christian, right? And so my job is to go fishing for lost souls, right? Um, However, that does not mean that I'm, always um, arguing against people that disagree. I sometimes have to use wisdom to, at the end of the day, just say, I agree to disagree. Not because I'm afraid that I'm going to lose friendship, but because at the end of the day, I'm there to try to win a soul to Christ. And uh, I know it's kind of hard to win a soul to Christ when you're talking politics, but sometimes it's you know you have to sometimes you have to start with kind of attacking the lies that they believe. Now, when I say attack, you're not arguing. You're not there to argue, but you're there giving giving them the truth, giving them evidence. And if they believe that evidence or not, you just say, "Well, we agree to disagree," and then you move on. So that's what I'm saying. And um, so I appreciate these conversations that I have with people that disagree. Um, but and so at the end of the day, all I'm saying is, from my experience, I know that it is true of what this reliable source from YouTube was talking about. Um, they were saying that yeah, people believe these commercials and stuff. Yeah, and that's true. What they said is true. Because I am a witness to that, and that's all I'm saying. So I know there's people that are probably gonna still maybe hate me for that, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to bash the people that I sat and watched the presidential debate with. I'm just trying to say, yeah, that's true because um, when I sat and watched the debate with these people, every time Donald Trump wanted to go back to Joe Biden's statement and they didn't let him, they wanted him to answer the question, they would be like, well, why doesn't he answer the question? But then every time that Joe Biden told a lie, they didn't say anything. They didn't say, well, that was a lie. No. Um, I was the only one in the room that when Joe Biden told a lie, I, you know, and then one of them handed me an ice cream bar and said, "Here, it looks like you can cool off." Kind of as like a joke, but and I said thank you, because I mean I enjoyed that ice cream. Actually, is you know, but like my point is that that's proof right there that there are people that will believe commercials. Um, well, in even if there's no evidence uh, that says that commercial is telling the truth, there's people out there that will still believe it. Now, so the fact checkers, there's a lot of people that believe the fact checkers. Now, I can sit here and tell somebody that believes the fact checkers and be like, hey, well, these fact checkers, they are working for those stations. So if those stations are putting out a narrative, well, don't you think they're also there to help that narrative? Of course they are. But these people can look at these stations and go, well, this station says it, this station says it, this station says it, and this station. Well, all of these stations, they are saying it. So to them, it's still true. To them, they still are going to believe the fact checkers. Even though the fact checkers are there for those stations. Why? Because those stations are all working together during the fact check. They're working together so they, at the end of the day, the people that are on their side, if they hear something, said about the fact checkers, working for those stations, and so they're going to go with their narrative, they'll be like, well, this station says it, this station says it, this, all these different stations say the same thing, so they can, ignore the evidence. They can ignore the actual fact. But what the funny thing is we all know that just because everybody is saying it, that doesn't make it true. Just because everybody is doing something, that doesn't mean that you follow, right? We all know that. We all know that statement to be true, but they can still ignore that statement because that's how lost these people are, right? That's how lost they are. And so even after making that statement, well, just because everybody says it, that doesn't make it true. They're still going to believe what they believe because that's how lost these people are. And I'm going somewhere with this. Joe Biden stepped out of the race and they put Kamala Harris in. And there's a lot of talk, well, Kamala Harris, she can't run why are they choosing her? She's not the best fit, blah, 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 blah. Do you think that they care about that? They don't care about that. They care about something else. They care that she is a slick tongue. I'm nicknaming her Slick Tongue Harris. Slick Tongue Harris. When I watched, there was a time where YouTube played like a commercial, like a kind of like a commercial ad for her, like raising, trying to raise. I saw that she had a slick tongue. She had a slick tongue. And that is why she is chosen. That's why the left is choosing her to take Joe Biden's place running for re-election, because she's a slick tongue. And that's the reason why Joe Biden chose her as vice president. She's a slick tongue. She has a tongue of the serpent. She has the serpent's tongue. The serpent in Genesis she has that tongue. I'm here to tell you, she has that type of tongue, and that's the reason why they chose her to replace Joe Biden. They don't care if she's fit for president, they care about her slick tongue. As long as her slick tongue can get her elected and not Trump. You know why they would rather have a slick tongue? Because they know that people are going to believe what she says. People, because, I mean, if you can get people to believe a lie from a commercial, how much more people can you get to believe if you had a slick tongue running for office? So, I actually hope that Trump supporters and Donald Trump himself steals the nickname that I am calling her, Slick Tongue Harris. Slick Tongue Harris. She has a slick tongue. And so that's one of the things that I'm looking at. And I'm going, don't be so quick to. Now, I do believe that Donald Trump is going to win, and I hope that he does. And I'm praying that he does. I'm actually every day when I'm praying, I have that as my prayer. I'm actually saying thank you in advance. Thank you to the Lord in advance for a Trump victory. But listen, do not be so surprised or shocked if Slick Tongue Harris was to turn things around and get the victory because of her slick tongue. If they can make commercials to get people to believe this or that about President Trump, how much more can a slick tongue Harris get people to believe they should vote for her? And that's all they care about is votes. They don't care if somebody's fit for office. They don't care about that. So we got to stop saying, well, we got to stop asking the question if they're fit for office or not. That's not the question. The question is, can Slick Tongue Harris get enough votes? And I'm here to tell you, yeah, if she uses that slick tongue well, she could get the votes. I seen that's all I have to see is a YouTube commercial of her raising money to tell you that she has a slick tongue. Slick Tongue Harris. So let's really be praying for this election. Let's be praying that the right person wins the election. And I'm actually going to tell you, let's be praying that Donald Trump wins the election. I mean, even if you're a Christian that is planning on voting for the left, yeah, which I know makes me sound biased, but I'm just not like, no, I'm telling you the truth. I don't want a liar to be in office, and neither should you. If you're somebody from the body of Christ, why would you want a slick-tongued liar in office? So we need to be praying against that. We need to be rebuking Slick Tongue Harris. Now, we need to also pray for her salvation, right? Because, yes, she is a lost soul that can be brought back to Jesus Christ. So we also need to pray for her, but we need to start rebuking her words that come out of her mouth. We need to rebuke those words that come out of her mouth, but pray for her soul. And I know a lot of people don't understand that because that sounds like two-sided or whatever. But believe me, it's not. We need to pray for the soul of hers, but we need to rebuke the slick tongue of Kamala Harris. We need to rebuke that slick tongue. She has the slick tongue of the serpent. And I seen that when I seen the commercial of her trying to raise money for her party to run. And so my nickname for her is Slick Tongue Harris. And so I hope Donald Trump actually steals that from me and uses it, because she is a slick tongue. That's all I have today. Don't forget to check out Beauty, a comedy series. I put the link in the chat, and after I get off, I will put the link in the replay of this live stream. So if you're gonna watch this live stream later, that link to my book, Beauty, a comedy series, will be there. Please like, share, subscribe. I know this is the first time saying that, but like, share, subscribe, ring the bell notification so that you know when I'm going live. And one other thing is, I do plan, today is Monday, and I switched Bible study from Friday to Monday, and I also switched the time to 4:30 Central Time. So I will be back on 4:30 Central Time, going through Genesis, and I am in Genesis 6. I'll talk a little bit about that. And it's going to be a good Bible study. So I hope that you all join me, that are watching, and join me for that. It's going to be good. Hope to see you then. Thank you for showing up.